July 4th, 2005, Jack Coggins, a professor at the U of S, was riding his bicycle down the Mewasan Trail when he was suddenly struck head-on by a 12-year-old on a bike.
When I regained consciousness, I was a quadriplegic. I couldn't move my arms or my legs.
Across the city, Dennis Anderson, a former locomotive engineer, was coping with the painful effects of multiple sclerosis.
Today I'm in a tremendous amount of pain.
The two men found themselves inside the Sherbrooke Community Care Home, plagued with depression.
I was preparing to go to Switzerland and get an assisted suicide.
A short time had passed, and the Saskatchewan Arts Board sent in an artist in residence, and after weeks of watching the men and others struggle with their newfound limitations, he got to thinking.
What if they were able to communicate through painting? What if they could get out some of that frustration or anger on a canvas and share that with everybody?
It took some coaxing, but eventually this artist convinced Jack and Dennis to pour their souls onto canvas. Before long, their art was featured in a show at the Mendel Art Gallery, fittingly called The Insiders. It was viewed by thousands. But one elementary school class in particular was so touched by the men's work, they just had to meet them. And so they wrote.
Dear Dennis, I like your artwork. It is very interesting.
You've inspired me to write and draw lots of stuff.
I like how you expressed your frustration through art. I've never thought about how hard it is to be disabled.
If you come to our school, you can teach us how you draw and think.
One wintry morning, the class got their wish. And magic happened. They talked about how the process evolved.
He got me a mouthpiece and a stick and said, here's a piece of paper, and I drew my dog.
Jeff kept on bugging me, paint something, paint something. Just write down on this canvas what it is you call your wheelchair. What, you mean 175 pounds of stinking desperation?
They laughed at things that once brought frustration.
So he rigged up a paintbrush on a stick and he's all excited. What color of paint do you want? And I said, purple. And he said, purple? You don't want purple.
And they shared raw emotion.
After I was hit on the bicycle, my life just went into a vortex. And I go right into the toilet bowl, right into the sewer.
The students were hooked.
Like a lot of the people, when they go into Sherbrooke, the only way they get out of there is they die.
But now death is no longer an option in these men's minds. And that's humbled this artist to the core.
It's pretty overwhelming. I mean, the whole thing is, I don't want to get emotional about it on camera.
The following week, the students were invited to Sherbrooke, an environment typically foreign to children.
We've talked about the kind of people that live in this community. We're very prepared to see people with some physical limitations, and I think that every child should experience this, because you only fear what you don't know.
They got their feet wet and immersed themselves in the art, the residents of Sherbrooke, and the idea that life can change in the blink of an eye.
It's not like these people are crazy. They just have an unfortunate accident or an unfortunate illness. Like it's not their fault.
A very grown-up observation.
I think everybody is changed in a way that nobody could have predicted.
And Jack could have never predicted that after that summer day in 2005, he'd ever find his way out of the darkness.
Connecting with the students at Queen Elizabeth School was the best day of my second life.
The Insiders Show will be touring the province for the next year and a half. In the meantime, Jeff Noctegal is working on getting funding to continue the program and expand it into other long-term care facilities. He says if this combination of art and youth can change lives, it's worth exploring. Yolan, CTV News, Saskatoon.